Nobody gon' bring me down.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back here with another video today, and today I'm going to be going over the monthly recap for November inside Madden 22 Ultimate Team. Obviously, a lot of content this month, a lot of promos, and just a lot of players introduced in the game. So I'm going to recap some of those players. I'm going to talk about the promos and what I honestly thought of them this month inside of Madden 22 Ultimate Team, and give you guys my opinion. If you guys like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on post notifications. And without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Alright, so we're going to start by discussing Team of the Week. November 2nd was our first Team of the Week drop. In this drop, we see 94 overall limited time D Ford, 93 overall Adrian Phillips, 93 Reggie Wayne, 93 John Abraham. Overall, this drop was just solid, I thought. D Ford, not the greatest card in the world. Adrian Phillips was kind of slow. Reggie Wayne was a solid card, and John Abraham was alright. Overall, the only usable one, in my opinion, was Reggie Wayne out of these. November 9th, at this point, we got 94 overall LTD Ben Roethlisberger, 93 overall left outside linebacker Josh Allen, not quarterback, but left outside linebacker. We saw 93 overall Willie McGahee and 93 Rodney Barber. Overall, this content drop was a lot better in my opinion. Ben Roethlisberger was powered up. He was able to get Hot Route Master, which is pretty important, but he's still super expensive, and not a lot of people would use him because he's super slow. Josh Allen, he's solid. Willie McGahee's solid. Rodney Barber solid. Nothing crazy out of this drop. November 16th, we saw, in my opinion, the best one by far. We saw 95 overall limited time Jamal Adams, which is going for over 1.5 million coins right now. A ton of coins to pick him up. Easily the best strong safety and user, in my opinion, in the game. We also saw 94 overall Patrick Mahomes, which for the time was one of the better quarterbacks in the game. Now he's maybe borderline top 5 quarterback, but you can argue for what you want. 94 overall Elmas Dumerville also came in this drop along with 94 Jake Plummer. Jake Plummer, scrambling quarterback, solid player. Overall, his Team of the Week drop is pretty good. Next week, November 23rd, we saw 95 overall limited time Rob Gronkowski. We also saw 94 overall Jonathan Taylor, Jimmy Smith, and Jason Taylor. Overall, solid drop. Gronk was very good. Jonathan Taylor, solid. Jimmy Smith, solid. And Jason Taylor is solid overall. And then November 30th, which is today, we saw 95 overall LTD Jason Pierre-Paul, 94 overall Patrick Surtain, 94 Doug Baldwin. And then we get to November 30th, which is today, and this content drop was alright. We saw 95 overall LTD Jason Pierre-Paul, 94 overall cornerback Patrick Surtain, who's pretty good, 94 overall Doug Baldwin, 94 Seth Joyner. Overall, this was a solid week as well. Now, overall for Team of the Week, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I thought we saw some pretty good cards in this drops, including Jamal Adams and Rob Gronkowski. Patrick Mahomes was solid for the time. And then a lot of the cards were just good. Then a couple of them were just kind of bad. I mean, for the majority of the cards were usable, but to what extent was it worth picking up for maybe 2 weeks before they get phased out? But there are some cards like Gronk that are going to stay on a lot of people's teams probably until January or February or something like that. Jamal Adams probably won't leave a lot of people's teams for a while. So there's a lot of very good cards in this content drop and a lot of mad cards in this content drop. So Team of the Week, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Now we are going to discuss the Wildcard Wednesdays drops this month. November 3rd, we were introduced to veterans where we got 92 Cole Beasley, 91 Matt Prater, 91 Darren Fells, 91 Calais Campbell, 91 Deron Harmon. Really the only usable one out of this was Matt Prater. You know, kicker, cheaper kicker that can get focus kicker besides Justin Tucker for the time. Very good card, very usable card. Every other card just kind of fit on a theme team. Cole Beasley was okay, but really nothing crazy. The following week we saw Rising Stars, in which we got 92 Odafe Owe, 91 Joe Burrow, 91 Greedy Williams, 91 Kadarius Toney, and 91 Jordan Fuller. A lot of these cards were a lot better. I mean, Odafe Owe, solid card. Joe Burrow, pretty good. Joe Burrow kind of got shafted on his abilities, which is kind of why a lot of people don't use him very often, but he's still a solid card overall. 91 Greedy Williams is a very good cornerback for the time. 91 Kadarius Toney, really good slot receiver, still one of the better ones in the game. And 91 Jordan Fuller was all right. Continuing on, November 17th, we saw flashbacks in which we saw 93 Jason Verrett, 92 Mitch Trubisky, 92 Janoris Jenkins, 92 Philip Lindsay, 92 Eric Kendricks. Really nobody usable here, just theme teams purposes. Jason Verrett's okay. He's an okay corner, but for me and a lot of people, probably will not start for you. I mean, he could ride the fifth man on my cornerback, which really never sees the field, but it's not worth picking up to me. Mitch Trubisky, he's a solid quarterback. He's a fun quarterback to play with, but really nothing usable too much in the air cards, just theme team guys. Then on November 24th, we saw the heavyweights. 93 Trent Williams, 92 Eric McCoy, 92 Quentin Williams, 92 Jonah Jackson, 92 Frank Clark. Trent Williams, one of the better left tackles in the game. He's basically a cheaper Teron Armstead. Teron Armstead's limited, so it's very hard to get a hold of him for a decent price. So, in my opinion, heavyweight's by far the best drop because it gave us a really, really cheap left tackle. Quinn Williams, a solid defensive tackle. Jonah Jackson could be a left guard, but a lot of people got Elijah Vera Tucker the following day, I believe, when it came out, or maybe it came out that previous Friday. I forget. We'll get to it, though. Frank Clark, solid. Eric McCoy, good center. Overall, Wildcard Wednesday, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because we only got really one good card that's still usable to this point, being Trent Williams. But Matt Prater, I guess, is still pretty usable by a lot of people, too. So Wildcard Wednesday, a very, very good promo, but kind of lackluster this month besides 2 cards. Moving on, we're going to talk about the limited edition, and we saw on November 4th, 94 overall Teron Armstead, 94 Harrison Smith. Previously mentioned Teron Armstead still the best left tackle in the game, so still stands. Harrison Smith's all right. Continuing on November 11th, we saw 94 Nick Bosa, 94 Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, of course, can get 99 speed on both Panthers and Jets-themed teams, more prevalent Jets-themed teams because it's being run much more often now. Nick Bosa, solid right end. We just have a ton of right ends in the game, so didn't really fit a lot of people's teams. November 18th, we saw 95 Matthew Judon and 95 Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, in my opinion, is still the best tight end in the game. Then we also have Judon, who is a very, very good left outside linebacker. Not worth the price tag, but definitely solid. And then November 25th, we saw 95 Quentin Nelson, 95 Chris Jones. Quentin Nelson, of course, if you guys got these cards whenever the Fire Fantasy Pack came out, they were down to $350. They're way up to almost $600K now, or they're probably about $500K now. But they're very, very expensive. Left guard Quentin Nelson, best left guard in the game. Chris Jones, defensive tackle, best D tackle in the game. So overall, the limited editions, I'm going to honestly give an 8.5. I thought it was a very, very good limited editions drop this month, especially Evan Ingram, Chris Jones, Quentin Nelson, Matthew Judon, Robbie Anderson, Teron Armstead. I mean, that's 6 cards I named off right there. 75% of the cards are still very, very good on teams today. And Harrison Smith and Nick Bosa are solid as well. They're not bad whatsoever. So limited editions, definitely a W. Now we move on to the Legends drops. And on November 6th, we got 94 overall Jim Kelly and 94 Willie McGinnis. Of course, powered down 93s. Because for all the legends I'm going to discuss, all the cards I'm showing you are their powered up versions. Keep that in mind. They're all powered up. So one step below is the normal legend card. But overall, solid cards. November 13th, we were introduced to 95 LeGarrette Blount, 95 Jonathan Vilma. Following week, we got 95 Richard Seymour, 95 Keyshawn Johnson. And then this previous weekend, we saw 95 Roger Craig and 95 Luke Kuechly. Overall, for all the cards, I mean, a lot of them are still usable. Jim Kelly's still a solid quarterback. Nothing crazy, but he still can get the job done. Willie McGinnis, solid right end. Wouldn't recommend him, considering that they saw another right end deeper on this list. 95 LeGarrette Blount. Probably the top 3 running back in the game right now with Bo Jackson. Maybe you could say Alvin Kamara or Derrick Henry or one of those guys, whoever you want to put there. Then Jonathan Vilma. It's a middle linebacker. It's all right. 95 Richard Seymour, definitely a good right end. 95 Keyshawn Johnson, one of the better receivers in the game, especially being a route runner. Then 95 Roger Craig, very, very good. And 95 Luke Kuechly is the best middle linebacker in the game. So in my opinion, Legends this month, I'm also going to give an 8.5. I thought they were very, very good. Roger Craig, one of the better halfbacks in the game. Luke Kuechly, best middle linebacker. So there's 2 very usable cards. Richard Seymour, very usable. Keyshawn Johnson, very, very good. LeGarrette Blount, very good. Jonathan Vilma, meh. Willie McGinnis, good. Jim Kelly, good. I mean, only really one dud in the entire month being in Jonathan Vilma, in my opinion. But besides that, every other card, very, very good. Now we move on to the bonus program. Now, November 22nd, we saw 94 overall Everson Walls, Bruce Smith, Dan Diodorf, and Charlie Young. These cards were very, very expensive at first. A lot of people were very, very mad. But they introduced the training readable pack, I believe, 2 days after these cards came out. So their prices plummeted, and a lot of people picked them up, and they're very, very good cards. And recently, yesterday, we saw 94 overalls of Randall Cunningham, Lynn Swann, Vince Wilfork, and Mike Singletary. Overall, cards are very, very good. And really, there's only one card in this entire drop, which you could say isn't usable, but still a solid card, that being Mike Singletary. So in my opinion, the Bow Nose program is going to get a 9.5. Just one little dent being Mike Singletary. Besides that, every card is the best of their position in my opinion. Besides maybe Everson Walls, you can argue Deion Sanders. You can argue Randall Cunningham not being the best quarterback, but in my opinion, for the price, they're the best players at their position. So, bonus program, huge W. I'm going to say 9.5. Now we're just going to discuss some of the promos we got. Those were all the weekly stuff, what we should be expecting in December as well. So, the Gridiron Forge we saw on November 5th. We saw 92 Jalen Phillips. The card was solid. I didn't pick him up because he's just not going to make my team at this point. But he's a solid card and still is usable in some lineups. But it's an okay card just in general. I'm going to give it an 8. For the time, it's a pretty solid card. and a lot of people could use them at the time. Also on that same day, November 5th, we saw team builders introduced. We saw 2 88 overalls per team. Some of the highlights I included: 88 McCole Hardman, 88 Darnell Mooney, 88 Baker Mayfield, and 88 Justin Reed. In my opinion, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. This was a pretty terrible promo in my opinion, and even a 6 out of 10 is solid just because it gives theme team guys, but a lot of these guys aren't going to make a lot of people's teams. So in my opinion, team builders were a massive L. If they made them 90 overalls for the time, I probably would have said it's about 7.5, but since they're 88s, honestly, I'm going to give it a 5, actually. I changed that because they are very, very bad, and they're not even usable at the time, and they're especially not usable right now. So team builders was a fat L. Now we're going to be moving on to the Harvest promo. On November 12th, we saw 95 overall LTD Jabril Peppers, 94 Masters of Deion Sanders, Antonio Brown, and Chase Young, and then we saw 92 overall players of Kirk Cousins, Emmanuel Ogbah, Frank Ragnow, Zadarius Smith, Kenny Moore, and Allen Robinson. And we also saw new house rules cards, this being 92 overalls of Ndamukong Suh and Emmanuel Sanders. You know, they were both on the AFC and NFC, so whatever respective conference they were in, they had all the team chemistry, so very, very big W by EA there. Then on November 19th, we saw 95 LTD Matthew Stafford, 94 overall Masters of Khalil Mack, Tyreek Hill, and Alvin Kamara. Then we saw 92 overalls of Cameron Jordan, Elijah Vera Tucker, Deebo Samuel, Denzel Ward, Mark Andrews, and Justin Simmons. Overall, I'm going to give the Harvest promo as a whole, I'm going to give it a 10. I think it was the best promo. I'm going to give a 10 to the best promo in the entire month, every single month. And I think Harvest was it this month simply because it gave us so much content and a lot of it was obtainable. So Harvest, big W. One other small content drop we got in here was we got Reduxes back into packs. November 18th, we saw 93 overall Reduxes. Some of the highlights, we saw 93 J.J. Watt, Travis Kelce, Justin Herbert, Ronnie Hudson. Just some 93 overall cards. I mean, the Redux drop, it was good. Of course, it's going to be like an 8. You know, the cards are pretty hard to pull, but it gives those cards back into packs, and a lot of them were still usable at the time. So, Reduxes, they're pretty good. I'd say an 8. And finally, the most recent promo we got was the Blitz promo. Now, the Blitz promo to me was kind of an L in a way because I didn't think there was that much good content with this year. I just thought they did a lot of stuff spaced out, which I don't like. I like Blitz being all compact, super quick. If you missed something, sorry you missed it. But, I just don't like how it was 8-hour increments, basically. I like them 4 hours, so hopefully they change that next year. But in Blitz, November 25th, we saw 95 overall LTD Kyle Pitts, 94 overall Master Bo Jackson, 93 overalls of Lamar Jackson and Montez Sweat. Then we saw some 92 overalls of Jamar Chase and Derwin James. And of course, we got a lot of 91, 90, 88, 89. We also did see a 91 overall out of position Daniel Jones, I thought was pretty cool as well. So that's just something cool that got included in Blitz. Overall, Blitz, I'm still going to give it an 8.5. It crashed the market. A lot of people were able to pick up some nice cards. And I'll tell you what, that Bo Jackson is the best running back in the game by far. So Blitz promo, I'd say an 8.5. There you guys have it. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys made it all the way through, just do yourself a favor. Like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on post notifications because, you're not going to want to miss future uploads, are you? Come on. Again, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Tomorrow I'm going to have my video going out of the December preview, what you should be expecting in December. And I'm NTG. Peace out.
And I'm invincible, nobody gonna bring me down.